So today's little project is to do some cleaning on this 8.1 Vortec engine, but also clean my radiator. I've got me a scope where I've scoped down between the radiator and the condenser. I see I'm getting some crud built up on the radiator, and I've got a separate video all about that. But I'm going to try to hose that down a little bit from the back side, push out the crud with my little nozzle that I got hooked up on my hose with some hot water, and spray this engine down a little bit. It's got a lot of crud down there in the bottom. I've never really washed the engine off before, so I'm gonna see how it goes. And I built this last night out of I think this is 3/4 styrofoam. You get it, it's just a piece I had laying around left over from some project, so I think it'll work out pretty good for me. Ouch! Oh, into the doghouse. Okay, so anyways, so that's how I kind of built this. Try to keep the mess down. It's not spray water and gunk all over the RV. So I'm hoping this project will work. So, and I've got me some engine degreaser, got me some simple green. So we'll get to spraying some stuff around, let it soak a little bit, do a little scrubbing. We'll see how it turns out. Maybe we'll have a good, nice before and after. I'll tell you one thing, that stuff sure does stink. Smell like some hair salon. Woo, it's potent stuff. I'll let that soak a little bit and hit it with some water, see what it looks like. Alright, so here's my setup. I got this little device here I got on Amazon. Works out pretty good. I changed added me a little angle to the end of it so I could get down there and clean the radiator out good. Each way down in there, get a good angle on it. And then I've also got it hooked up to a hot water source. Let me show you that. So I built this contraption about 10 years ago. It's like an instant hot water heater like you'd have for your house, but just homemade. So what I've got here, I got 3 heating elements. Each heating element is 5,500 watts. So when the cold water comes in from the water, see the water spigot there? The water feeds in from the bottom. It hits element number 1, then element number 2, then element number 3. By the time it hits element number 3, at 6 gallons a minute, I'm maintaining about 120 degrees. If I slow my flow rate down, it'll get so hot I'll have steam. So it works really well for projects like this. Just on the opposite side of the wall of that heater, just on the back side, the heater sits behind this wall on the outside. And I got these 3 breakers. This turns them on. 3 40-amp breakers. That's powering up my heaters. And so now to go do some scrubbing. See the steam coming off of it? Got me some hot water, baby. Hot water. Now here's the important part. Putting that radiator good and clean. While I'm letting it soak, I'd probably let you listen to this engine run without a fan blade. Get that seatbelt buzzer done buzzing. Well, you see we got no fan blade. Fairly quiet, smooth engine. Just to give you an idea of what I'm doing, so I got my simple green here. And I'm hitting the radiator up good and far. Soaking it good. Then I hit it with that hot water. And come over here and shoot it right through here. Get that radiator a good cleaning because they're starting to stop up on us. It's really the only good way to do it is get it from the back side. Fortunately, I've got the fan removed because I'm changing out my fan clutch at 70,000 miles. They're starting to get weak on us. So in case you want to do this to your RV, I wrote down the sizes here. On the left and right pieces, that's a 33 by 24, 24 inches tall and 33 inches long. There it is on the sides. The rear piece is 26.5 by 24 tall. The front piece is 27.5 by 24. Now this has worked out good for me on my Winnebago 2005 with the way the doghouse is made, and it kind of wedged in just right, nice and snug with the seat. And I didn't make a mess, so it worked out pretty well. And I'll put a link to this little wand. This works really well, and it's not, because here at the house we have 55 psi water pressure, and with the nozzle that it comes with, it's pretty gentle. You don't have to worry about damaging the radiator or anything. That's what you got to be careful of. You want a fan spray. You know, when you're putting that pressure on there, you want to make sure you have a fan spray. You never put a jet stream on your radiator. You'll bend up all your fins, and you won't like that. Don't want to do that. So I'll let this dry off a little bit and make sure it starts again, and we'll proceed. So, well, what do you know? It still runs. Nice and smooth. That's good to know. I didn't break nothing by washing it. See the steam coming off of it. I like it. I like it. I found this interesting, you know, because we got no fan, no belt, no nothing, so the water pump is not turning. But look how quick that temperature rises. Of course, it's fussing because the alternator light's coming on. So I guess that's a good thing to know. If you break a belt, you know you're going to get that beeping and flashing battery light. Either that, because that would mean a bad alternator or broken belt, either one. Plus the temperature climbing really fast. That's why you always keep a spare belt. Don't travel without a spare belt. And have a diagram of it, know how to put it on, or just watch my video. Alright, so I'm going to be thorough about this and dry the engine off real good also. Crank this thing up. Well, I got to say, it's been a couple hours now and it's all good and dry, and it turned out really well. And it still runs. I didn't screw nothing up by getting everything wet. But what I like when you're down here close, down all these nooks and crannies, all that loose dirt and dust is all cleaned out there now. Looks good, looks good. I like it. And that's really the first time in 10 years I've actually attempted something like this, cleaning this engine, because I really didn't know a good way to do it without making a mess till I thought of the using that 3/4 styrofoam. So that worked out pretty well. Didn't cost me nothing but a little bit of time. I already had that styrofoam laying around. Now here's the components or the cleaning products I used. I used Simple Green. I used me some engine degreaser. I think I'll put the engine degrease on there first just to get it broke up. Then I used the Simple Green. Then at the last, after things dried, I threw this McGuire's Hot Shot foam. This is actually for tires, but I misted it. Put a little foam on the plastic parts and the rubber hoses, and then wiped it off real quick. Just kind of give those parts a little bit of a shine, because they was kind of dull black. But I think it turned out pretty good. So there you go. And then I got where my foam pieces went to. I'll save them, put them in the building, label them what I've used them for. So maybe every couple of years, I'll get those foam pieces out and do it again. So there you go. If you want to give your engine a good scrubbing, there's one way you can do it. Worked out pretty well, and I'll put a link down to that little spray nozzle I use. I think it's a good, safe way to spray and even clean out your radiator and not cause any damage. So now I just got to get my clutch put on and my fan installed, and so we'll be ready to go somewhere. All right. Awesome. Have a blessed day. Thank y'all for watching. Hope you found it useful. See you. Bye.